But there are other instances where being Asian is a net positive.
Say more.
For example, Jeremy Lin
Aha.
and Linsanity, right?
What a time.
So what was interesting about Linsanity was, that was one of the first times any Asian, probably the first time any Asian basketball player got that much press, notoriety, became a worldwide phenomenon.
2012.
And everyone was going crazy. I bring this up because recently he was at the NBA All-Star game.
That's right.
Again, as a coach. And bringing him back. And it just made me think about a lot of it. But like when I really reflect about it, what he did at the time was absolutely groundbreaking. And I was so proud.
Incredible.
But there's a lot of other black players who have had good runs in the NBA.
Yeah.
Right? They make a couple buzzer beaters, 60-point, 70-point games, etc. But I feel like Jeremy Lin got that notoriety because, oh my God, it's an Asian kid doing it. Right? So it was like the novelty of him being Asian that was actually what people were so shocked about. Right. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, it's kind of racist. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay. It's like meaning that we can't do that, or
this thing, right, Jeff?
You know what I mean?
It was racial, but not racist.
Okay. Let's dive into that.
This is the thing, I think, and this is a really important point to make. Yeah. Just because race plays a part in something doesn't mean it's racist.
Okay.
Right? So absolutely, like, Jeremy Lin being an Asian guy doing what he did is super exciting. Yeah. Same thing for,
I was proud, I was super proud. Yeah, same thing as us doing music, right?
Same thing as us doing music. Same thing as Beyonce, Cowboy Carter winning a country music Grammy. Right. Because it's somebody doing something that's outside of an established lane. Right. And I think that's super exciting, right? Like, whatever, like a Latino tech CEO or an Asian entertainer. That's exciting, and race plays a role in it, but it's not saying like, I don't think we should ever be, and I say woke in a good way. I identify as woke. Okay, right. I hope I'm not asleep. But we can get so allergic to the mention of race that anytime we bring up the subject of race, people get on edge. Right. And I think it's like super cool when people do things that break through the established roles that we've been given to play because of our race.
Because I remember even him at the time when he was taking interviews about Linsanity and et cetera, like he got sucked into it. Like this wasn't something that he designed. I'm going to be the flag bearer for Asian athletes in the U.S. and break through color lines and become a worldwide phenomenon. This was not his path. Yeah. He just started balling out of control, and then all of a sudden he became that representative, right? And when people asked him, so what do you feel about that? I remember him saying, he's like, I kind of want to just be a basketball player. Yeah. Not like known as being the Asian basketball player. I just want to, and at the time I feel like some people felt like, oh, why aren't you proud? Why aren't you, repping the cause better? But upon reflection, I'm like, okay, I understand what he means. Like, why does this have to be even mentioned when, I hit a buzzer beater against the Rockets? Like, why is that, or the Lakers? Yeah. Why does that even have to be part of the discussion? But it does, though.
It does. And I totally get it. He never asked to be an Asian spokesperson. Yeah. He just wanted to hoop.
Yeah, yeah.
But the reality is, you've got a community that, bro, you remember growing up, it was Michael Chang. Yeah. That was it. We had one tennis player. Yeah. Other than that, it was no Asian dude out there being athletic, being excellent, getting a shoe deal. Yeah. And so, of course, when Jeremy Lin comes along, the community looks to him as this symbol of something he never asked to be. And I get it. It's like the Charles Barkley, right? Like, I'm not a role model. Right. You know, Jay Lin never asked to be like a racial trendsetter. Yeah. But he was. Right. And this is the funny thing about race in society is that you never ask for it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you step on that stage, or I put that video on my Instagram and it goes viral, or, you know, as soon as we're exposed to the public eye, it's always going to be there.
Right.
And so I totally understand and sympathize that he was like, yo, I'm just trying, like, bro, I'm in the NBA. I'm finally getting game minutes. Yeah. I'm not trying to spend my off time thinking about what I mean to Asians.
Well, because it may put a target on his back too.
Put a target on his back. Yeah, now all of a sudden, because he's that dude, everyone's trying to knock him down.
Right.
Every team he got on the court with.
Right. They just double team him, you know what I mean? Like try to embarrass him, etc.
Yeah, but you know, like I think that two things can be true at once. Mm-hmm. He's just out there trying to play his best games.
Yeah.
But the community is looking at him as someone that means something to us. Mm-hmm. That's not what he intended to mean. But still, like he brought so much joy to so many people, to New York.
Yeah, of course.
And then, but to Asians all around this country and around the world.
Yeah.
And that's just that funny thing of, you know, sometimes you mean something to people that you didn't mean to become.
Yeah.
And you can lean into that. It's totally under your right to say like, hey, that's not what I want to do.
Right.
But you know, I think he's done so much. Like
he does, yes.
Right. And you look now and you know, I know he and Simu through their basketball pro-am game or whatever in Toronto. And you know, he's been really cognizant of and stepping up into this role. Because he's a smart dude, you know. I've got friends that were with him at school. Yeah. I've got friends who played against him during college, and he's a smart enough guy and he's a good enough guy to take up that mantle.
It's funny because we're now to get into the discussion of the Asian male in the U.S. and how that's changed since
talk on that.
When we grew up.
Yeah.
Right. So you know, we were very marginalized as Asian men, when at least when I was in high school, you know, there was no one on you know, movie billboards, no one in news. We weren't seen as attractive by the opposite race, of any race, white, black, Latino, anyone. But you know, after being in China for a few years, I all of a sudden come back and things have changed.
Things are different now, bro.
Things have changed, right? We're looked at more as sex symbols now. You see like a lot of K-pop stars. You know, it maybe started with Big Bang or right after that, like BTS.
BTS, definitely.
You know, and then that kind of changed everything pretty much. And then you had the Simu Lius and the more representation in Hollywood that have made Asian men more desirable in the dating circles than anything. And but I saw an interesting video that went viral of this girl who went to Korea looking for a husband or a boyfriend, and realizing that the people on the street there didn't look like
K-pop boys.
The K-pop boys, right? Like, and then she was very upset, and you know, people were trying to say she was racist for it, etc. But she's like, no, I love Asian men. I'm not racist. This is what I'm going to seek for, you know? So first of all, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, man, what a time it is. Like, dude, it's really funny because I think like 10 years ago, right? You talk about like, oh, Asian men aren't desirable, or hey, we're portrayed this way. And everyone was like, yeah. You say that now, and I think Gen Z kids don't relate.
Yeah.
They don't remember a time when BTS wasn't the biggest thing.
Yeah.
They don't remember a time when Asian fashion or Asian cultures, right? Japan, Korea wasn't cool. And you know what? I'd say like it goes back to this question of what's real life? What is real life like versus social media and entertainment?
Okay, right.
You know, because people, I mean, honestly, you know, I've felt for a long time like it's kind of gross to expect real people around you to look like that movie star or that adult film actor or that, you know, that athlete.
Athlete,
Yeah, because real people aren't like that. People don't understand. This country and maybe the world, but especially America, lacks the media literacy to understand that real life isn't like movies.